Hey everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Movement Podcast. So, outside the games, the biggest news to break today is Dak gets his money. Dak gets a 4-year, $240 million extension with $230 million guaranteed. He's now the highest paid player in NFL history. Now, I know people are it's half and half. People are going to have an issue with this because, they feel that Dak obviously hasn't performed in 8 years with the Dallas Cowboys, only winning just a few playoff games and haven't been to an NFC Championship game. And there's some validity to that, right? I mean, you're paying this guy this kind of money. You expect a perennial MVP, someone who's always going to be getting you to the big conference game at the end of the year, or at least a Super Bowl appearance or two, right? When it comes to the postseason, Dak tends to shrink, in the biggest spotlight. And, is it him? Is it just because there's so much pressure because you're playing for the Dallas Cowboys? I understand that argument, right? However, if Dak were to be a free agent, to fully be free with no franchise tag, nothing, the Cowboys can do anything, Dak would have probably gotten more money than this. It's very possible. Very, very possible. And no one would have blamed Dak for leaving to get out of the Cowboys circus and get his bag. Despite his flaws, despite the lack of postseason success, that type of talent just doesn't walk out the door scot-free with no string, without any strings attached. The market, there would have definitely been a very strong market to get Dak Prescott, and then that would have put the Dallas Cowboys where? Would you really try to exploit Trey Lance? Right? I mean, this was a big gamble in a way, Trey Lance, could he have come in and being cheaper? Who knows, right? That will remain to be seen. But for the Cowboys, I mean, you don't want to take that chance of having to explore Trey Lance and in the future bottom out and get a top quarterback in the draft. They're saying that this year's draft quarterback that didn't look that good, and we don't know about the year after in 2026, right? So you gotta go with the guy that's been a proven commodity for your franchise. Okay, the Cowboys already signed CeeDee Lamb. Okay, the team is very talented. So look, you got to keep Dak. I mean, it's very rare that NFL franchise quarterbacks just walk out the door. Okay, if that had happened, I could understand some of what Dallas was thinking, but at the same time, it would have been just weird and odd. You lose Dak, but you get a who, right? So, I mean, look, Cowboy fans are always going to be 50-50 on Dak. But, I mean, his regular season numbers don't matter. I mean, at least he'll get you guys in the postseason year in and year out, okay? As opposed to having a quarterback where you don't know what the hell you got, and who's going to be a free agent quarterback if Dak leaves, and who you're going to draft, and you're going to rely on Trey Lance. So I totally understand that. And Jerry Jones likes to talk and play hardball and everything, but he ultimately came to his senses, signed CeeDee Lamb, signed Dak Prescott. Now eventually he's going to take care of Micah Parsons. This team is expensive. This is going to be an expensive roster. How long can this team hold up together with all the money that they're spending? Who knows? But something has to net from this. I mean, for Dak Prescott, now that he got his money, you heard the talking. He didn't seem too high on the Cowboys, but he felt like, hey, I got options. The way he was talking, and I don't blame him. I got leverage. Jerry Jones had zero leverage in this situation. So, and Jerry Jones is an older man. Does he want to wait for a rebuild at the quarterback spot? I don't think so. Get Dak his money. Dak doesn't have to worry. Dak can play free, take some chances. He knows he has the insurance. Listen, I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I don't root against Dak. You know what I'm saying? He's a good quarterback. And quarterbacks like Dak, you want to see successful. Right? Dak seems like a good dude. Doesn't have a lot of off-the-field issues. Represents the Dallas Cowboys in the right way and everything. So why not keep him? What is your other options at this point? If you don't have Dak, you're definitely not going anywhere. So makes sense though. Dak got his bread, good for him. Jerry Jones once again talks the talk, but eventually he's gonna pay his players because Jerry Jones don't want to be that team. The Dallas Cowboys missing the playoffs, being sub 500, it just wouldn't have been a good look for him. If Dak had walked away, right? Dak is ultimately the engine that makes all of this go. So we'll see how the season ends up for Dak Prescott now that he's the highest paid player in NFL history. Anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.